And I can turn that one off. There we go. Now there's cat. It looks like the camera got bumped. Oh, I can't see the camera. There we go.
Let's just get really close to be able to see that.
Oh, the little line of text, yeah. There we go. I don't know when the camera got bumped. It's something that just happens. It's okay. There's the water we'll need today.
And put those here.
Get over here. Get the cat in the shot again. Hello, Nix. Mute this window. Don't need feedback sound. There we go. And Madeleine, Marissa, and 4 others, and Andy watching. Hello.
Hello, guys.
Throwing with some stoneware once the cat gets out of the way, and I can. Ooh, this is nice and tight. What's you?
Just kind
Your tools all goofy over there.
I know, someone's been messing. Why isn't this one making it? I don't know. There's a tool in there blocking them. Ah, there we go.
That's one way to throw pots. Yeah, cat in the way.
Cat butt.
We do have one piece on the
Almost doesn't.
undecorated shelf inside that has a cat paw print in the edge of a bowl. She inadvertently gave that one a pour spout.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That one here.
Patrick and
You would never know that shelf is actually white.
yeah, it's clay tone.
It's your basic clay color.
So starting off, throw a
There.
skull blank.
Skull blank.
And it'll be one of the half skulls, so it'll be draw down rather than draw up. And that is way too much clay. Hello.
Goodness, there's a lot of stuff.
And now it's too little. Nah.
Here, I can go there.
Yes. No, you
Yay.
do not have my
Look. No, I have space where I can actually find my tools.
Nix, don't attack the chair. Okay. Oh, yeah, that.
I was busy. Yes.
Okay, so half skull.
Thud.
You're gonna need a similar amount to make
Well,
the
Seth,
next.
just see if the little old phone is actually going to
Oh, yeah, let me set that up for
play
you.
nice today. So look, oh yeah.
Screen's black for some reason. You have to hit the buttons with a great amount of emphasis. There we go. Yeah, looks like we're getting messages on it today.
Okay.
Bridget says, hey guys. Hi, hello.
How are you doing today?
We have Green and Caroline. It's like, hello.
That's what it is. Okay. And get this scissor off of there. There we go.
You're gonna need a similarly sized piece for throwing a large serving bowl, aren't you?
Probably, yeah. How large is large?
About yay tall and the 7 to 8 inches.
Okay.
About yay tall.
So large, not
Big bowl,
huge.
big bowl. Yeah, no wash basin size.
That's large. What are we talking about with large? Her given size of large.
See, 7 to 8 inches across.
Girl, probably needs.
Yeah.
Hope everybody's having a good, was it Monday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Lost track of what day it was.
Again.
That clock doesn't have the day of the week on it.
Actually, yes, it does.
Where?
See? Right there. It says Tuesday.
Right where there's clay from this angle.
It's between the month days. Humidity. You know, this electric wheel is awesome. It's like a lathe for clay.
Yeah, it is.
So that piece is going to be one of the Haskells.
Yeah. I'm.
Woo! Or not! Let's see if you can salvage it. It let go.
Let go. That was
And
rude.
good noon, ladies.
How's that?
And it's back. That couldn't be fun. Hello. That was special, you stupid piece of clay.
Considering what it's gonna be, it'll be fine because it's gonna be altered
Yeah,
anyways.
it's going to be an altered form anyways, because this one's going to be the basis for a... You can hear the roughness to that clay, can't you?
Yeah, I can feel it too.
Is it nice and exfoliating?
Probably.
This is the, again, this is the newer stoneware that we're trying out because they were out of our normal kind.
And the manufacturer was closed for lockdown. I don't know whether they were opening it or not.
Well, considering they
but
sent
we
us
got
that,
got our glaze.
yeah, they sent us that orange glaze. I bet they've at least opened some production. Let's hope they have.
Yeah.
Because this new stoneware is
So
different. Yes. Yeah, and I'll be able to sculpt
Yeah.
from there, because that piece was not being friendly.
How was that for a fancy trick though? Put it back on the wheel and continue throwing.
Yeah. Okay. About same again for 7 to 8 inch serving bowl.
Maybe I'll try one that doesn't have so much. There.
And it's a little
I'll
more
take this
intact.
one.
Because we've got some bats at this point that are not
That are elderly.
crackly.
They're not all the cracked up to be.
No. No, I just realized I was looking for my mug of tea, which is inside.
I know. I did
Like,
the same
did
thing
they do
already. I
I'm
know.
missing my tea.
And you will stay.
Another piece that needs alterations. Here we go. That holder. I like our little series of in-tray, out-trays. Susan Cole. It says hello.
Hello. What this is going to be is a bowl.
Yes.
Serving bowl.
Big in terms of the things we make.
Not big in the
Do
way
you
of.
think that this clay would be something to make those little dishes out of? The little 3-inch, 1-inch deep.
We could.
Because actually, the next form in the stack was Susan's.
Ah.
How much clay do you think? Would those be like 6
Let's
ounces?
try the 8 ounces.
8 ounces? Yeah, because this clay throws a bit different.
Yeah.
Give it a no. 8 ounces? No, that is not 8 ounces. Actually, this time we'd only be cutting off 10 pieces of 8, rather than the time it was 120 pieces of 8.
Yeah, that was something.
Oh, that's a nice shape to the serving bowl. How broad is it across?
7.5.
Oh, cool. Perfect.
And it's 3.5 tall.
Nice. And we'll have a design on the inside.
No. Come on. Foot pedal.
Really nice.
Cooperate. Do, 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 do. Here it is.
Olivia and Jeffrey. Hello. And since she's using the red rib, which is made of silicone, to smooth down the inside.
Burn my paint brushes away fast enough.
Yeah. And this is a coarser clay, in which case, yeah, the smoothing.
course.
Not a lot. But it was
It
making.
could have just been the one batch that we got too. So.
Yeah. I did open a fresh box of this, and I aimed for, because that first one you said was a little on the firm side. The second box here seems to be a little softer.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking of the consistency this
I
time?
think the softer stuff.
The softer is better?
Yeah.
Okay, since this one does not need any additional things done to it, I'm gonna set you
Yes,
over
and
here.
look at our shelves. We've got
Yes,
the
we
rest of our
added-
shelves in.
Added in more of the shelves. Which is also making the cat happy because we installed them just at the same height as the windowsill. Okay.
Okay.
So this is to see whether or not it's the right size piece of clay. 3 inches across and 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep. I saw it let go briefly.
Gotta talk to the
Go ahead and
pudding.
hold on. Hello.
And these ones are for Susan Cole.
Yes, yes, they are.
Yes.
So she happened to join in just in time for me to flip to her sheet, the
Yeah.
listing. Good timing on your part.
And yeah, 3 1/4.
Yeah, close enough.
And 1 inch tall. Yeah.
Cool. So 8 ounces it is. Okay, do you want me to leave this one nearby so you can
Oh
see
yeah, you
it?
can just put it right there.
There. That's gonna play example piece. And I need to cut you off. Another, like, 9 pieces. Thank you for letting go of my finger. He got my finger as well as the lump of clay.
Perfect.
Looks good. Perfect. Great. No, that's 9 ounces. I need it to be 8. 8, I say. Four. I figured I'd reserve the rest of that first bag of this clay, which is of the firmer stuff for handles.
Yeah.
5.
There we go. That's right, they're going over there. Their shelves
Yes.
are full.
Because we haven't gotten around to putting handles and ferries onto the pieces that we threw a couple days
Just
ago.
watching. Good afternoon.
because we were on a roll trying to get everything loaded in.
We were gonna do some throwing Sunday. Then we're gonna do some throwing Monday. We're getting a real roll with, oh,
Getting things
it's
painted.
cold. We'll wait till it gets warmer. Then we'll go out there.
Cut to dinner time.
Cut to dinner times. Oh, well,
6.
huh.
Well, maybe tomorrow.
Well, after we get the kiln started, which was last night.
The kiln is back.
The blaze firing, so tomorrow we will have a kiln loading video.
Yes, which is now set up so that it will feed to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. Because technology
And software working.
and software functioning all playing nice at the same time.
Yeah.
It is not always the case.
Yeah. And this time I won't be wearing shoes, so you don't want to have that whole.
Oh yeah. That's when the shoes she wears on a regular basis, they're Z coils, which have steel shock absorber springs in the heels. This means that she has this pronounced sway apparently when she's being
And I was
camera
also
person.
walking on the.
Foam mat, the
So-
anti-fatigue mat around the kiln. Because a lot of time when I'm out there is underfoot.
And it's
I
cement
love-
floor.
Love watching my bowls being made.
Cool.
Oh, now I've lost track. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. One more piece. Oh, when you realize you've lost track of how many of the piece you cut off.
I wouldn't know what that's like, Sarah. Losing
No,
track of what
you're
you're doing. Nope.
Wait.
I've never.
Wait.
There are some days, though, you know?
Yeah, there was about a month ago at this point. We were, streaming and talking and just chatting, and I cut her off a piece to make a large mug. No, I cut you off a piece to make a plate. It became a large mug.
Yes.
Not once, but what was it, 3 times?
Yeah.
But that was fine. We needed large mugs anyways. There we go. Hello, cat.
There we go. More
This
little
one over
balls.
here.
I've done what?
You've done
This is number 4.
3. That is number 4, yes. I know, I've got one of them hidden behind that big serving bowl. But yes, and speaking of plates, that's kind of what's next on the list. We've finally run through our backstop plates we just had sitting on the unfinished wares shelf, so that we have them ready for when people ordered one.
That's okay. We can get their orders to them sooner.
Yes. Since we did 2 large pieces, we've gone through this bag kind of quick. So towards the end of this bag, I'll see whether or not you want to go on to a second bag.
Yep, it's the same size. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's been a few days since I've.
Wow, sounds like plates can magically turn into large mugs. Impressive. It all has to do
Yeah.
with how she centers the clay
And
in that
how much
first
I'm paying
bowl.
attention to what I'm actually doing.
With the default shape when she's throwing is mug.
I'll be.
Doesn't matter the size.
Look down.
Crap.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the muscle memory.
As whether it's 4 ounces or 60 ounces, it can become a mug shake.
If I'm not paying attention.
Yes.
Because I'm not always looking at what I'm doing.
No. Which is one of the reasons why you like being in a room that has lots of windows while you're throwing.
So I'm not just staring at boxes.
Boxes of blank walls. I
Yeah.
heard about it a great deal the one time that your wheel was faced into a corner for 6 months.
That was not fun. It was a small office. It was, not a bedroom.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bedroom because it
It
didn't have a
was
closet.
like an 8x9 room, except for the fact that one corner was sliced off at a 45 to be a doorway, which had the double door French doors. It had a workstation, this wheel, and a drawing rack in it. It's kind of full. I think you've been making mugs too long. Talk about autopilot. Yeah, she will go on autopilot.
Yeah.
Well, there was times when we were demoing at a fair, and they ran electricity to the booth so we could have her electric wheel because she can't do kick wheel.
Ever
Not for
been-
that kind of long. Yeah, she has a bad knee. Susan and Callie do. Hello.
And yeah,
And she'd be,
Okay.
chatting with the audience and just talking, and they'd be fascinated because she was not looking at all what she was doing.
yeah. And it was great. The kids, they would come right up to the edge.
And
Well,
you don't-
I'd have a little wood surround so it looked like the
so you
world's
couldn't
shortest kick wheel,
see.
mind you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, and what I do is, in the middle of throwing, my hands were all mucky. And I'd ask them if they want to shake my hand.
The expression on some of their faces after it's like, okay, yes, I will shake your hand, and they go, my hand is covered in goofy clay. But you did have a wash stand.
I had a
nearby.
wash stand and towel to wipe their hands off.
Okay, and there's a PM up on the screen. We'll get to you after the stream.
Yeah.
Okay, you have.
And then it got
4
to the
more
point
of
he
these
was,
guys.
well, could they try?
Yes, and
It's
you
okay.
were giving basically 20-minute lessons, which were in and of themselves a show. You had
Nice.
anywhere from the youngest one was what, 4 or
It
5,
was about 5 or 6.
and at that point,
Well, they
you
had
were-
older siblings.
Yeah,
And
all the
yeah,
kids got to
just like,
Sarah Hoff. But such a funny prank to play on kids, and
it wasn't just the little kids
Oh, no.
either. You get the real macho young men, and they're being like, oh, so do you want to shake my hand? And that was funny.
and the friends would be grossed out. He's like, "Yeah, check it out,
Oh, one of them,
badge of honor, that clay."
one of them turned it down, and then it was kind of like, oh, the goes, I'll do it.
And Alan is so happy to see people at work. Oh, thank you.
The only thing is, there was one year that the lessons became so popular. I was doing
You
like
actually-
10 to between 10 and
You injured yourself.
yeah. I did something really nasty to my shoulder. Didn't go to the doctor because I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
But it was about a year before I could reach my arm over my head again.
Yeah. She basically torn something up in your shoulder.
Yeah, someone goes, oh, it's probably blah, blah, blah. I don't remember.
And it's like torn rotator cuff. or
Yeah,
something
They
like
go, it will eventually heal by itself. And it's kind of cool. Yeah, and the fair told me that, well, you need to charge more than $10. And I go, but it's just for shipping. It's not a big deal. So they made me charge
Brittany
$25.
and Wendy.
They made me charge $25 for them.
Well, at that point, you included the shipping.
Yeah, and it included the shipping.
Rather than it being separate, it just lumped it together.
Well, the $10 was just including shipping anyways. Because you get kids
Unless
or-
they were from far away or they had really heavy pieces.
well, unless they were like Canada.
Shipping to Canada costs more. Brittany says, "Hey, ladies." Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so you got 3 more after this one. Doing a set of little dishes there.
And it was type thing is the hardest thing to do is centering the clay. And I would do is
And
I
when
would
you
stand in front of them, and if they were having problems centering the clay,
You just
one
put your
young
hand-
man that was, he
bodybuilder.
worked out. He's a bodybuilder. He had pretty muscles, not actually muscles
They're
that
the
you
kind of muscles you develop from
working out.
working out rather than
working.
working. Yes.
And so he was. Oh, he was going to do this. And he was going to, oh, yes, show off to his girlfriend and his buddy.
There we go.
And, well, he was
He
having
could
problems.
not get that clay centered.
centered.
It
And
was
I go,
just
well,
throwing
you
his-
have muscles, use your muscles. And then it's kind of go, well, here, would you like a hand? Here, I'll put my hands over your hands and it'll squeeze. And you can feel the difference between,
center and not center. The sealed water.
and, well, I did. And it's kind of okay. I press in on the hands.
Never shake
And his
never shake
eyes
hands with a
just
tighter
bugged
pot.
out.
Yes.
Because, well, it's just,
Otters have strong hands. They crush.
well, how else are you going to get it centered? It's also a sneaky way of, working in some science into it for the kids too. See, it's not just fun. There's also a lot of science involved. We get the kids. Ooh, God.
Okay, I will take this from you in just a second. And as we're getting low on water and the fill bucket was empty.
Yeah, actually have to.
The one thing this room does not have is plumbing.
Because it was a patio.
Yes, it's an improved patio. There we go.
I mean, that would be wonderful if it
Oh,
did
yeah.
have plumbing, but
So laughing so hard about shaking hands.
yeah.
Yeah,
This, oh,
how good of a grip could you possibly have? You're an older lady who is small.
I was old enough to be their mother.
And at that point, I do believe it was week possibly 3, and your silver lining was showing. It's because her hair is not it doesn't grow thread. It gets henna thread, and I really gotta re-henna your hair. Maybe it wasn't his muscles that were the problem, but his hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
Part of it is that you don't really want to focus your vision on what you're doing when you're centering.
Yeah, because it's about,
Because you have this thing where you're actually going to start trying to stabilize to the moving thing in front of you.
yeah, had one college instructor, he'd have, that'd be one of the first lessons in a given
How
class,
to throw.
blindfolded. So you're not looking at it.
Yep.
Well, that was
You
the,
don't get distracted.
yeah,
Because there's nothing
Which
more
is
hypnotic than a spinning thing.
yeah. That doesn't look great sideways. Nope, it's not quite. But it's kind of like, yeah. But it was kind of like, yep.
Actually, at this point, I could.
But that's
do
what, it's
example
also,
piece
that's
1.
when he found out that I really could throw, because they wouldn't let me challenge a beginning ceramics class.
And at that point in time, you were teacher's aide
for,
for what was it, a couple units of ceramics during the course of the day.
yeah, one was 7th, one was 8th grade.
James and Maureen. Hello.
But, yeah. That's kind of, okay, I can throw.
Oh, that has water in it. There we go.
But, yeah.
Yeah, and these things can be
I'm
on
glad
this.
you love your balls.
Cool. Maria and Trent watching. Hello. And this will be the last of the little mini bowls. And then I have pieces for plates.
Plates. Well, here's the plate mats.
Yeah. This
Oh,
plates
come on. Seriously.
the last piece. It's going to be Henri.
You. I don't like you. You're not playing nice today.
You can go low.
Where is the tools? I'll put them on the way. Yes.
Where are the tools? I put them all away.
There we go. I'd set the ruler on top of the tool I was looking for. There's only one other tool there. Your section's kind of funny in a way.
What? I may not have to pull you handles for the that mini pilots. I think we may actually have them.
That's great.
Does performing handle check. Who handles in this bag, however,
They're not
good
happy.
consistency.
It's okay. It's the red clay. It's very friendly.
Yeah. And yes, this is how we store bags that are in progress.
Handles that are in progress.
Handles.
The bags are in progress. Words!
What's a memorable class or student that you had that still makes you laugh or shake your head?
Oh, it's the one who couldn't shut up to save his life. I can't remember his name, but he was ADHD. Could not keep his mouth shut ever. And what he would do is, he's and teacher. I was teacher's aide. The teacher would. She calls the parent in for parent-teacher conference. It's okay. Would you be there too? Sure, I will. Because I could give different feedback as the observer.
I do words good too.
And it's type thing is, poor kid. He would try to say something. His mom was always telling him to shut up.
And that's why he was talking so much in
class. Because he couldn't get it a word in. And it's kind of go, oh, well, you know what, my observation was, and she goes, so I let him talk. Let him talk.
And then he'd shut up.
And then he was doing so much better in class. And she's going, wow, you were right. And it's kind of like, he was a really nice kid, but oh my goodness.
Motor mouth.
Yeah.
Motor
Then
mouth.
there was the 2 8th graders. The 6 foot tall 8th grader. This
And
is in the
the
spring. And this new
8th
kid.
grade-itis.
They were, there's a new kid in the school. He just transferred in.
In
He
the
had a
spring.
In the spring. And, well, he had a genetic disorder. He was almost 7 feet tall in the 8th grade. So you have the kid who had been the biggest kid in the same class with this new kid who was even taller. And then they started getting into a pushing match.
Because after all, the art classroom is where you put any kid with discipline issues.
Yeah, because it didn't count towards their GPA. Because after all, everybody knows art isn't important. But I won't get started on that.
Sounds like he was talking like there was a time limit.
Yeah.
Because it's only so long before you get cut off. So you must get all the words out.
There's nothing wrong with him. He was actually a nice kid. But those other 2, I don't remember their names either.
So,
but they're like,
I saw that he's starting to go up in a plate.
it was becoming a bowl because that's what I'd been throwing.
Yes. So it's plate.
Yeah, but they started getting into a shoving match, right? So
Yeah.
at the time, my youngest son was like 2. Sorry,
We're having a backpack carrier.
Yeah. My picture ID for the school was me with my youngest son on my back. But they start with their shoving match. So, with one being a foot taller and the other one being almost 2 feet taller than I am, I step in between them.
And
I'm
looking up.
I'm looking up at them like this, and then all of a sudden they stop because their
They
bodies
didn't
were
just stop.
full
They're
size.
like,
And it was the thing is, after that, they were my best buds.
probably also pulled a full-on mom voice out on them. And then I've seen, full adults back down to that voice.
Yes, this one.
Like, the individual who got their RV wedged in a gully.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy, Akbar, and Catherine. Hello.
I like this one.
And Allison clicked like on it. Here. There's watching all the different,
All the dudes.
Oh, it looks like we've got, yes. We've got a hello over on Twitch. Hi there.
Oh, hi there.
See if I can actually read the font. Something to wonder. There's not enough pixels on the screen.
How about look on the other screen? Let's come up over there.
It starts with a rounded letter.
Yeah.
There's not enough pixels.
Ah.
I would love to see you step in between those two. Yeah, it's just they do this bit. If you make the process look so easy, again.
Oh, thank you.
How long have you been doing throwing?
40 plus years. 45 ish. Trying to think. It's good. Like it's okay.
You started throwing when?
When I was in middle school. 7th, 8th grade.
So you would have been 12 or 13?
Yeah.
Ish?
Ooh, in the eyes.
Oh, and yeah, there's nothing you can do about a gooey eye or an itch on your face.
And what's this gonna have on it?
The Lady Heart pattern. I do have more than one pattern. The order that requires plates.
There we go.
One's gonna be a Lady Heart pattern. That's
Reason I ask because it'll matter the texture of the plate.
there. Yeah.
It's glad to see that
This
people
one
are
I need to look up.
watching us on other platforms as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Crew, like crew. Okay, thank you. It's just that well the screens out here are
They're so-
rejects from the rest of the house.
Yeah, they're kind of salvage.
Yeah.
The only new piece of equipment is the box because we needed something that could do streaming.
Yeah, the output pieces are not the strongest.
This computer has one job.
I really enjoy watching such experienced hands at work. It's mesmerizing. Watching people do something that is entered muscle memory. There's a flow to it.
There's the
Okay. And there is some size variance amongst the pieces because we need an 8-inch plate and we need a large plate, which is, in other words, the 9 to 10. Actually, we need another 2 plates that are the 9 to 10. We're gonna run out of plate quite soon.
Yeah, and you'll need to go get another bag then.
Yeah. Because this bag is thrown nice.
Yeah.
And I have the other half of this box. Not all bags of clay are friendly. Some bags of clay are annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's 38 ounces. That'll be a larger size clay. I'll cut up the rest of this and then I'll go get the next batch. Mind you, I will never think of the wire tools the same after what Eleanor calls them.
A garage. That is kind of, oh,
It's
that's
a piece of wire with handles on either end.
it's a wire tool.
It's a wire tool. I've always heard them called a wire tool. I never associated them with being a garage until she said that.
That's,
Now I'm not going to be able to think of it any other way.
yeah.
you have 4 plate-sized pieces here, and then this piece is kind of a bowl size, because we need a couple of like feastier-sized bowls. And I will be right back. Actually, I'll keep some of this. Go back first. Back to the rumble room.
I think that door was put on there when one was replaced it someplace else in the house. This one is much older and kind of worn. But it's fine. It's a door. It keeps the weather out. Doesn't keep the temperature in. That's okay. Once it starts getting hot in the summer, we'll probably do throwing earlier in the day because it'll be hot out here. And well, it's mostly windows. In which case, well, you get the heat quotient. Clay. Okay. Speedy delivery?
What?
Speedy delivery? I'm sorry.
No, I'm not going to be that speedy hauling the clay. I mean, it's only one bag. It's not like
Yeah,
a
no.
two. Now that would be exercising. Just go.
Is this
That is a bowl-sized piece.
okay? I will do this one. Get it out of the way. It's a
Well,
size.
you're garroting the clay, so you're not
Yeah.
wrong. Slicing it into little pieces, or not so
Yeah.
little pieces.
Anyways, when I worked for an aerospace company, I worked in the art department and document control. I used to carry a large knife with me. It was a folding knife because they're just handy things to have.
Okay, apparently one twist tie was not enough on this bag.
And it was type thing is some people go, oh, I don't know, that's scary. The guys were afraid of my knife. It was only this long folded.
It's what, 6 inches?
Yes. It's a big knife.
And
Serrated.
it was one of those that had the
If the ink
curve down. It's meant as a rescue knife
yeah.
for like cutting seatbelts and things
Yeah.
of that nature.
It was soon after I got it, it was no longer available to the general public.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. But, you know, it was type thing is people go, oh. And I go, I would no sooner stab somebody with a knife or no sooner stab them with a knife as I would garrote them with a string of pearls. And all it did was make them even more.
You just succeeded in scaring them further.
But seriously, you'd break the string of pearls.
Yeah.
What a waste.
Mind you, it's also at the same point we've,
Yes, I collect
long drive.
knives.
Yeah, she does collect knives.
And I also make jewelry, so I
Yes.
thought it was a
Very apropos.
yeah. I'd heard somebody else say that and I was, oh, I like that one.
Yeah. On the same thing, we've also been long drives going to and from events when it's dark and you're out on dark, lonely roads.
Yes.
You think about what you have in the front seat of the car that would be good to defend yourself with. I'm like, okay, well, there's the knife that we use for like cutting bagels and stuff. It's good and sharp, and also not cleaned terribly often, so that'd be pleasant.
Yeah.
But my there's always been go-to of rusty tent stakes, 18 inches
Or
of
your
rusty,
5-pound.
or my 5-pound mallet. That's like when Mythbusters had that episode about getting out of a car that had gone into the water, and it's like well, you can't open it with these small metal objects that you find in the front seat of a normal
Typical
car. And I'm like, I bet you a tent stake would go through a window quite nicely, and I know the mallet would. Plus, I'm really good at swinging my mallet.
But would you be good at swinging it underwater?
Very good. And question over budget. Gruthers, did you start wearing pearls then? I'm like, actually, you did wear beaded necklaces at that point in
I
time,
did have-
didn't you?
I did regularly wear.
You
a
did
string of
regularly wear pearls.
Yes, I did.
They accessorized with the knife so nicely.
Yeah. Well, I wore the knife. It had the belt clip. I
Yeah.
clipped onto my pocket.
And you took it as a point of time that you could
Flick
snap
it.
it open.
Yes, I also before that I'd worked in a knife shop. So yeah, I've had lots of different jobs over the years.
Knives are rather important for emergencies, like you mentioned, or basic tool when out in the woods or such. It's all on how you use them. It's like, yeah,
That's true. They're tools.
They're tools. I think the
Right.
most vicious thing you used that knife for was slitting open packages of coffee or cutting bagels in half.
Yeah.
Wonderful bagel knife.
Yeah.
And this one can go on this ship. Yes.
I don't know why people found it.
You unnerve people. Okay.
I also know a few knife makers now, and they're kind of like, oh, that's
pretty
cool.
nice. Oh, especially the gorgeous like Damascus.
Yeah. Grendel, Red Troll Forge.
Yes.
He makes really pretty stuff. I have a couple of his pieces too.
Yeah. Including an axe.
A Damascus axe hanging on the wall.
In the family room. And
The
you
family
know
room.
that thing is razor sharp.
Yeah. Brady was the one who sharpened it.
Another vendor buddy of ours. Age of Chivalry. Goodness. And I think it might be the oldest non-stone object that I've held. I've gotten to hold there.
Yeah.
Is one of the pieces that Brady had. Was it last year?
I'm not sure. I think it may have only been last year.
I think it was last year. He had a 16th century rapier.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, it was a former museum piece that had gotten sold off. But he's like, here, you've got to hold this. And it's like, okay, I'm feeling like, oh yeah, it's got nice balance. And he's like,
Oh,
then he
sweet.
tells me what it is. And it's like, oh, I'm holding something that's 500 years old. This is cool.
I think it may have been 100 games. Because it wasn't
Yeah.
a really dusty dirty of that.
No, because he doesn't. He's careful when he brings out such things. Always
Such a
good.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting to really elaborate patterns.
Mm-hmm.
As-
Right.
I think the prettiest piece I've seen in a while was it's actually a piece that was done on Golden Fire. It's described as a maiden hair pattern. It was like twist, counter twist, so it looked like
The
it was
Yeah.
braided.
Yeah.
It looked like it was braided. It was gorgeous. Down the length of a sword. Next plate.
And you'll stay too, won't you?
Next.
Oh, Nix.
Next. Watch where you're putting your feet, sweetie. Good girl. You got turned around.
You mean you're actually going to use those shoes?
Yeah, they're not just cat beds.
Right. Good afternoon.
No, not the evisceration of bagels. No. It's always finding good knives that'll cut.
Oh, but that would, because you could,
Because it
Because
has a
it-
downward curve to it. It just,
I can't remember what the name of the downward curve is, but anyways,
it's not quite a kukri shape.
but it was, at one point, I did know what
Yeah,
that shape
I
was
remember
called.
you.
Damn it. But,
Yeah.
and all I do is I just draw it through the bagel.
Because it was also serrated.
And the poor, delicate things in the drafting department, CAD department, they were kind of,
They're hot as well. I have to check that out. It's the maidenhair Damascus.
yeah.
Gorgeous. We've also seen the ones that have managed to somehow pattern the letters into the Damascus.
Yeah.
I'm sure Grendel would be able to say how that's done.
That's fine. It's right there.
It's in front of you. And while we were looking for the sponge, it was visible in the foreground.
Why didn't someone tell me? No.
Because you found it too quickly.
Oh, this one did something funky. Okay. Well then,
Yeah, what's funky with that one?
I don't know. I can't even find anything wrong with it.
Yeah, it looks like the walls are uneven.
There's a funky lump.
Yeah, there is. Huh. Okay, so that will make.
So there.
So is that a 9 to 10 inch plate?
Could be.
Could be.
Me. Sure.
Because we need two.
It's. I don't know.
Ye-
It's very dirty. And I can't see the markings. Somebody got my ruler all dirty in here. I don't know how it happens. It's about 8.5.
So I think I need to cut off some bigger pieces of clay.
Yeah.
Plus, that one's got funkiness.
That one's got a funkiness. And it's just the thrill of the chase to see if I can.
Get the funkiness out.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one. It needs an attitude adjustment.
Yeah.
Probably
That it
done
does.
with a pokey tool, probably.
It's not near bubble.
It's not near bubble?
It's a lump.
Yeah. That is
really weird.
that is not a normal.
No, that isn't. Let's see. Get the right one.
Oh yes, we have that soup dish to make.
Another soup dish. We've had a number of those recently.
Well, so this one they want it turned into more or less an oval or rectangle.
There we go.
There we go. Whatever your problem is, you're going to go on the drying rack now.
Well, either
You'll either survive or not.
just the thing.
Yep.
And those are the ones for Greek pieces.
You reserve those bags just for Greek pieces?
Yeah, because next week we're going to be throwing large Greek pieces.
Yeah, and that does require specialized.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a 39-ounce piece. It should make a large plate. That's not okay.
Sit there. Don't go anywhere.
So when it wobbles like that, is it on the bat or is it on the wheel head?
Could be either. If I put the water on the wheel head, it'll soften either side.
Squishy, squishy.
It's either that or you always have both halves clean all the time.
Yes.
And we know that's not going to happen.
No. Do not. Oh, watching the splatter out the side when you do that.
So there.
That was a thud.
And a splat.
Oh, there's that mom voice. Still the clay. That clay better listen. Yeah, that's a really mild version. There's times that, well, being her daughter, there's when someone's pissed her off to the point where she pulls out that mom voice. If they're not doing what they should. It's generally when she's helping run an event.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Her pulling out the mom voice makes me want to make whoever caused it stop.
a couple of years ago at the park.
Yes. when somebody was being such an individual that you lectured them for, what was it, 5-10 minutes?
It wasn't
And it was-
intentional.
And it was full mom voice. I think the best mom voices, they're not intentional, they're instinctual.
And then there was the two merchants that were, well, there's smoke from their fires going into my tent.
God, I know. There was,
So I went over there and I talked to both of them.
the best part of that story wasn't them, acting as little kids, but then
After about 20 minutes,
coming back afterwards
as I
individually.
was walking away, though, it was like I told that I was blood-sucking merchant scum.
So you
And
told
it's,
them thank
you, as I was walking away. Yes, and within an hour, they both,
Both men had been chewed out by their ladies, and both came over and apologized to them.
yes, everybody can have a bad day. And I go, I was just trying to get you to answer my question. He goes, yeah, so I was told. And I go, okay, hug. All better now. Great.
Great.
And that was the end of it.
They didn't complain again for the rest of the board, did they?
I knew both of them too. And they're about my generation.
We may have to cut you off an even bigger piece of clay. Either that, or we can just make it out of the other stoneware another day.
Yeah, we could.
At this point, we have 4 plates. That makes plate number 5. You want to?
I don't think this is.
I don't think it's gonna.
No.
No.
No, this doesn't make big plates.
Nope. Okay.
Ugh, that's
Well,
weird.
now we know. Do you want me to see how big those last 2 pieces are, and we
A nasty chunk right there.
and see if these would make mugs? Because we have 6 plates thrown down.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, it's starting to get kind of warm in here, isn't it? Oh, 78. Yeah, it is getting
Well-
kind of warm.
It's decidedly warmer on that side of the room than on this side of the room.
Yes.
This is the side that has the wall to the house on it.
Yeah. So it's always more mild on that side.
Yeah.
I love your stories. They're very entertaining.
Thank you. Oh, that's charming. To get a thing off and it plopped right onto my skirt. My shirt.
Yeah, like you're
Shirt.
wearing a skirt?
Shirt. Words.
Words. At least, you just changed one of the consonants rather than what I do, which is trade up which word.
We're just
Okay,
perhaps
so,
I can
yeah.
do this here.
Switch over to mugginess.
Mugginess.
Okay, that one calls for a mug.
Get too much
And-
moisture in here. It does get kind of muggy.
Yeah, it is kind of muggy, isn't it?
What's the humidity?
Humidity is not actually terribly acceptable.
So it's not that muggy.
It's only 48%.
Well, it's kind of dry, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so that part of that order is done.
Of course, the warmer it gets, the
I'm like,
Lower the
didn't
humidity.
I handed you a piece of clay, right? Because you paused and I'm like,
I didn't see you set it down.
hand it to you. Okay, we do need a second mug. How your muscles doing?
Okay.
That's when we enter into, doing more than one bag of clay and try to keep track of how she's doing.
High pain tolerance. I won't notice it right away.
That's why it's like, okay, muscle check, how are you doing? I also keep Pay attention to how you move when you start leaning back a little bit, or if you start making sound effects. They're like, "Oh, are you getting close to being done?" How about the soap dish? It's supposed to be roughly 3 inches by 5 inches.
I probably want to do that on the other clay
Okay.
because the other clay's a little more plastic.
Yeah, this clay's not terribly plastic.
There's things that it can do.
Yeah. So what I'll do is
It's
I'll
fine.
turn the page,
Yeah, no,
and
I
it'll
mean
go for
it's
the
a,
other stoneware. Okay, that's the second one. This
I'm curious
piece
to know if there is a temperature that's too cold or too hot to successfully throw.
Oh, well, it's not so much a temperature that is generically too hot, it's a temperature that's specifically too hot for her.
I am heat sensitive.
Yeah. Once it gets over, about 83,
About
85
more than
out there?
85. Yeah.
So we'll wait, we'll either come out first thing in the morning before it heats up.
Or wait till
or
late
wait till
afternoon or
evening.
early. Yeah, just you can open up the windows.
We do have lights out here.
Yeah. We just
Leave
don't
my
use them very often.
Pool alone, you silly kitten.
And well, for too cold, if
We do have a heater. Probably the coldest that it's comfortable to throw is probably like 55.
yeah. Well, that's why I have hot water for
Yeah.
to add to the wash water.
If the ambient
But there
temperature,
was one time last fall. Well, we had a sudden cold snap overnight. We'd come out the next day.
and
yeah.
some of the pieces of the flour had frozen.
They had ice crystals.
Amazingly, none of those pieces
all made it
failed.
through?
They all made it through.
And they've all sold now too.
Yes.
Because people liked the
They were the frozen pieces.
yeah, and we're going, well, what we really should try is doing that with a more controlled.
I would think 32 degrees would be too cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
If you look back at some of the videos from this last winter, you notice how I was dressed. That, and I had a small.
There's a space heater on the bottom
space
shelf
heater.
next to her. Right
Yeah.
down to your right.
Yeah. And then it gets really humid in here, so we got a dehumidifier to dry the moisture.
How
in
does
the
the
air.
weather affect the clay?
Whoa.
Hot, cold, humidity. Humidity, if it's too high, things just don't
They
dry.
don't dry.
They just stay in that really wet state, which makes them hard to work. You can't put handles on them until
You
they come
have
up.
to wait for them to dry. So, and if it's too dry, things will dry
They
too
dry too
fast and they
fast.
crack.
The crack, you can't. It makes them much harder to maintain at the right consistency
working.
for like putting handles on. You can control for the too dry for a bit because you can cover things with plastic. You can spray them down, which is the reason why you have the absolutely clay covered spray bottle. And this piece actually needs to go up on the shelf over here because this piece needs to get a handle tomorrow.
Yeah.
So actually with the humidity today, probably be covering them this evening.
Yeah.
To prevent them from being too dry tomorrow morning when we work on them.
Yeah, sudden weather changes are probably the worst thing for the clay.
Sudden weather.
Our black clay, if we have sudden weather changes, cracks.
Yeah.
It'll
Doesn't matter if it's cold, wet, yeah.
hot to cold, wet to dry. Doesn't matter. If it's sudden,
It'll crack it.
it'll crack it. And doesn't necessarily have to be before it's dry. We've had pieces that we threw right before weather change that don't fail until the glaze fire.
Which really pisses us off. Just oh, that's fine.
Really, really rude.
Now let's see. Let's watch her tempting. Are you going to need a dry bat or just smack it hard? There we go. This is what you call a skilled maneuver.
Not something I would suggest people try.
No.
I think this one's gonna be a bowl.
Okay, that's gonna be a pretty good sized bowl, and I will cut you off another mug sized piece.
Because it's not really gonna be.
No, because you're gonna need to work it differently to get it even again.
You see where it had an unevenness after smacking it back down onto the bat for some odd reason. All that you bring the walls up, and it brings all the unevenness up to the top. And then what you do,
Cut it off.
cut it off. Cut the problem off. It's too bad you can't do that with people.
Ahem.
Just cut the top off and that's so surprising. I'm sorry, that's so horrible.
I blame that statement on you having insomnia due to the moon the other night. Deciding that you didn't need to get to sleep until, what was it, 3 a.m.?
a.m. Then get up around 6, 7.
Yeah. Well,
I can only think of, there's very few people, very rare
Yeah.
individuals that
would warrant such a treatment. And
this piece is just gonna.
yep, that one goes in a slop bag.
There we
Because
go.
there's sometimes there's just no saving a piece.
Sometimes I can because it's kind of fun to try to save.
Sarah found that funny as well. There's a line of capital.
I think most women, there's at least one person in their life that they wish could just do
That
that.
falls into that category.
Yeah.
But because there's some people out there that just really don't have any redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
Okay, so try again for a mug.
But no, I am not a violent or vindictive person.
I would think Henry VIII solved the problem by cutting the top off. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
He solved it. I think with him it's more or less just traded problems.
Yeah. But
Kind of like, taking in a car and trading it out for the new model.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yes, we have another. Okay, I'm trying to go through here and see how many more mugs we need.
What
So-
other shapes do we have there?
Minis.
I
I don't
it's
think
not,
that this clay
it's
is
kinda
best for minis.
Yeah, it seems to be good for cups.
Yeah.
And
That's
for
what I was-
medium-sized plates. Maybe bowls.
Yeah.
But it's not that
Nothing
generally
with
useful.
nothing multi-part. Because I don't think they would work well for either Butterbells or the butter churn that we have on the bus.
Butter churn maybe because sturdy.
Sturdy. But at this point, you've already thrown over a bag of clay, and I don't
Yeah.
want to.
No, for doing a big piece.
No. But you have 2 more mugs.
Mugs. Okay.
We need
Yeah,
more
there's-
mugs. Yes. The wire tool fell down. No, you may not have it. She's like, it's on the floor. It's fair game. Yeah. And it's like, nope, it's not. Yeah. Oh yes, we have the 8 to 12 ounce half skull.
Oh, yeah. You took that one.
Is there
A new message in the other part.
bugs? Her favorite. Yes, default.
Takes very little effort.
There we go.
Mostly because I've done
Don't
so
steal my
many.
pen. My pen.
I'm trying to say she's a cat burglar?
She's a freaking kender. The other day when she knocked that chair over and, a couple pins came out from underneath the leave the skull alone. Now she's after Yorick.
Poor Yorick.
A couple pins fell out of the chair she knocked over. And she's like, oh, toys! This cat likes to play fetch. Luckily, she's learning that pin cups are out of bounds.
Yeah.
And definitely, brush cups are out of bounds.
She'll mess with your brush cup.
Well, your side table is out of bounds. The whole
It
side
is.
table is. So she feels she's going to be really sneaky to get your brushes.
Blech.
Blech.
Blech. Goopy glop on my hands.
Ah. So when do you want to call it? How are your muscles?
Well, we could call it after the
After these
three.
two?
After
the
those two.
next two pieces. Okay. Because, yes, I could definitely just keep cutting you pieces, but I don't want to, ruin your ability to throw again into this.
Yeah.
There we go. Bag closed. There. Hey, do you know what's kind of unique about the pieces that we're throwing today? Not one of them gets a fairy.
Yeah.
Two of them get sculpted into skulls, but not one of them's a fairy.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
I guess tomorrow there will be a relatively short live stream that'll be from the phone, and it'll be a kill mode loading.
Blaze fire.
Yes. And it was pretty much full, that load. There was enough space, would have been enough space for one more beaker-shaped cup if we'd had the stamina to finish painting said beaker-shaped cup.
Yeah, I didn't have this.
Nope,
stamina
just
for that.
ran out of juice.
Yeah. I've been painting pretty much nonstop
I guess
for
we're
2 days.
fairyless today. Yeah. We have pieces that need fairies added to them that we threw. Oh goodness, this was what, 3 days ago? Yeah. So now if I give my hands a rinse, I can start getting those pieces off their backs. And then add any more moisture to them they may need. And that's what pan lights are for. There we go.
Yeah. There it is.
Smack. And this is how the bats end up with rats in one.
Because she's such a brute.
I've had the nickname of Brute since I was what, 2? 2 or 3?
Yeah. Don't you have little kids have those ride-on toys?
I used it as a battering ram.
And we had the 60s track housing, so it was the 2 stairs down into the family room. So we had one of those child gates. And
All
about-
this did was provide a lovely ramp for said ride-on toy to get down to the lower room.
she got a ramming speed and rammed the gate, which turned it into a ramp down into the family room.
Yeehaw. Problem problem solving and brute force in the same go.
Christopher, who's 3 years younger,
He just
sat back, watched what people did, was able to reach over,
figured out the latch and just
took it down, set it aside, and went into the family room. At 3.
So what you're saying is your kids were impossible to contain?
Something like that. Guys never really got into it that much.
No. We wanted into the family room, apparently.
It was an obstacle.
It became a challenge.
Yeah. It was once I argued with her. Because at that age, it's, you could fall down the stairs and hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Because the floor in the family room was cement.
Yeah. I mean,
It was tile-coated cement.
and you'd succeeded in hurting yourself going down those 2 stairs.
I was always spraining my ankles.
Okay, is that going to be the skull blank?
Could be.
Just need to go a little wider then.
There we go.
Because I was looking at it going, that looks a little small to be monk, but hey, it'd be perfect for the skull blank.
There.
Yeah, put you up on the shelf.
Bleh. Bleh, bleh.
And just one more mug-sized piece.
One more mugginess.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. You were the brute, and Christopher was the
Spider monkey.
spider monkey. Oh. He still was at 5'5", 115 pounds.
He's still a spider monkey.
This is full growth, people. Oh, but he'll grow. He's over 30 now.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done growing. He was the one who grows in geologic time. He's built just like his grandfather.
My brother's an elf. I'm the hobbit. He's the elf.
You're halfling.
Halfling. And enough of the game of is like, specifically, the tall fellow halfling.
Yes.
That's hooked. Alex. You off and push you in the little body. Go. Those guys wrapped up. Yeah, these pieces need to be moistened down before we can actually do anything more with them anyways. Because the day following we threw them, it was 60 cold and wet.
And 75% humidity out here. Which
And
is
then yesterday was sunny.
yeah.
And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, weather.
Pacific Northwest.
You couldn't have been cold and wet for just one more day while we're getting the kiln going? No. But luckily the red clay is friendly. You can just spray it down, cover it back up, and hydrate it.
Yeah. Yeah, red clay's friendly that way.
Towels don't go in the garbage can. Okay. Thing here. So we'll probably want to check on things out here come
Dinner time?
dinner time, yeah. As I said, that's why the spray bottle.
Yeah, that is how weather is out here. Yeah. But that's nice though.
Yeah.
It's just it's not always the best thing for the Excellent.
here.
It's good for the people, though.
Oh, yeah. We quite enjoy it.
Okay, and there we go. There's the last piece.
Okay. Piece of black here. Goopy hands.
Goopy tail. Also, it's doing a smearing play.
Here.
No, I'm not going to throw it. There are
Oh.
plates right over there.
Yes, there are. I will take this over to the
That would be bad.
wash bucket. Yeah, you don't want to kill that bowl.
Yeah, and it's good.
It's a
if I
nice
miss.
bowl. We'll keep that bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to bag that ornery piece,
Yeah.
which
Put
will
it in there.
become scrap for other elements. You get off of there, little chunk of red.
Oh,
Throw that guy in there.
yay.
Throw this in there.
Now we get to go
It's
have
awesome.
lunch.
Yeah, I am getting kind of hungry.
Yeah. We have breakfast. We haven't had lunch yet.
No.
Like part of the tea.
Yay, you're done. So, and luckily, computer equipment, not too terribly upset about having clay all over it. Because, well, this is not uncommon. So, thank you everybody for watching.
Bye-bye.